Okay, so it seems like recently there's been a pretty big update with the whole Filian situation and the whole hiatus, right? And if you don't know, obviously Filian has been on hiatus for quite a while now, and many people are expecting a debut, right? And essentially, yeah, the last thing we really heard from Filian, or the kind of last bit of activity we had from Filian, I guess, was essentially her removing a lot of her content, not only on Twitter, but on TikTok, or not, actually not on TikTok. She only removed her profile picture on TikTok, but she removed her content on YouTube and other platforms as well as removing her profile picture and banner from pretty much every social media, which was very, very interesting to see, right? But it seems that we have an update from Rima here saying a new website under the domain Filian is lost appeared with a large 88-hour countdown and literally just the words phase 1. And again, this one is very interesting because it seems that the website is still up and it is counting down to something, which of course, many people are speculating is the debut. And yeah, you can see that it says, 88 hours, phase 1, get notified, your email, submit. So again, this has kind of caused a little bit of concern for some people as well, which I will go into in a minute. But of course, it is pretty exciting for some people that believe that this could be true because, again, there has been a lot of deception whenever it comes to this whole hiatus. There's been people pretending to be Filian, people pretending to, do stuff as a part of her hiatus, ARG and whatever. So again, this could be another one of those cases, or it could be a legitimate attempt at, obviously returning, right? And obviously they say, wait, an update. Seems like it. Said the Sweaker retweet. It's time. So yeah, obviously a lot of people pointing that out as well. So this better not be some troll by some random guy, which of course, yeah, obviously is the issues that a lot of people may be having at the moment. But if this was legitimate, then and if this domain is actually run by Filian and her team or whatever, then obviously it does seem like potentially this could be a countdown to some kind of return, right? Now, it says phase 1 though, which of course could mean that there's going to be much longer until we actually find out what is going on, because of course 88 hours is what? Is that like 4 days or something? That's just like quick math in my head. It's just like a little bit less than 4 days. I think it might be more closer to 3. But obviously they say phase 1, right? Which usually whenever you say phase 1, it usually means there's going to be other phases, right? So potentially there's going to be more countdowns, more clues or whatever, as these phases continue, right? And a lot of people on the Filian subreddit have also been talking about this, saying, haven't really heard anybody talking about this. Noticed the Filian is lost.com website certificate was close to expiring, so I kept visiting the website from time to time. Now there's a countdown. Am I stupid? Is there a law reason? Obviously, a lot of people saying, don't give me hope, saying, interesting indeed. Now we wait for whatever this countdown may be. I said, so looking at the page, it says target Monday, June 1st, 5 p.m. So yeah, new target will be apparently, June 1st, 9 p.m. isn't it? That's a few days from now. So hopefully this is a step forward to Filian being unlost. I missed my comfort streamer, bro. So this is potentially legitimate. The domain is not new and it's been spotted as early as a month ago. Back then, it was noted that the security certificate for the website expires shortly after mid-June. This seems like it aligns with the countdown 1st of June. They say GoDaddy is a registrar. It was created in February this year after she went missing, and this version has been up since the 29th of May 2026. As in June reappearance, FazeCon on the 13th and 14th, phase 1, she's joining phase, ain't she? And obviously a lot of people have been wondering that kind of stuff. Now, again, to me, it wouldn't really make sense if she was to join, kind of Phase Connect or anything like that, because of course she's doing so well as an indie. But hey, maybe, lots of people have different motivations for joining VTuber agencies other than just growth. So maybe that could be a potential thing. But it is pretty interesting, right? And again, there's been a lot of people as well commenting on this, including Kenny here, saying, don't submit your email to the Filian.com, filianislost.com. These red flags are why. The domain was registered in February 2026, updated recently. Hiatus began December 2025, which is true, but also it's like not necessarily the craziest, like, hard evidence ever to say that this is legitimate, right? Of course, yes, if it was created before the hiatus even began, maybe that would like kind of tell you that it was like pre-planned for a very long time, right? But even then, sometimes it's just one of these things where you know, she might have decided it back in February and then decided to take it out, right? Saying to oddpay.subdomain, which obviously is interesting, and they say the email form goes straight to an unknown Google Apps script. Filian.com has been taken by her already. Why a new one? Which again, I can understand why she's made a new one if this is for her hiatus. Of course, Filian is lost. It has been a very, very big thing. Now, of course, yeah, there has been this here where people say results for Filian is lost. It has not streamed since December 7th, and then obviously it says, yeah, it was created on the 11th of February. And yeah, they have this weird subdomain here, which says pay.filianislost.com, which I don't know what that's all about. Now, potentially, you know, you could maybe, like, my only kind of thing behind this is not just necessarily that it's a scam or anything like that. It could potentially be like something that they're going to work on in the future in terms of like a store or whatever for her debut, potentially. Like, that's one of the only reasons why I think why Filian would have a pay.filianislost.com thing. But again, I would say just to be careful with this website, right? I wouldn't put your email into this, right? I just keep watching, you know, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to keep watching and see kind of what happens, right? And yeah, you know, obviously the only thing that you need to put your email in is to get notified, right? So again, you'll get notified by literally everybody on Twitter. You'll get notified by me. I'll make a video on it as soon as it comes out, right? So again, of course, don't worry too much about notifying it because, as I said, we don't really know where these kind of emails are going. And of course, there's some weird stuff that some people were a little bit concerned about, which I think is understandable to be concerned about. You know, as much as I would like to think that this is legitimate and this is their Filian, of course, as I said, there's been many cases of people maybe not being so nice in terms of this kind of stuff and trying to take advantage of how much people miss Filian, right? But as I said, if this is true and if this is Filian, then it is very exciting to see. They say the email collection done through a Google Apps script with an unverifiable owner, saying empty website header, empty title, likely to discourage proper indexing in search engines, but there is no explicit no index, which again, I feel like that could be for a reason as well, obviously to keep things like more of a secret with Filian. I don't know if they say Versal Analytics, which my knowledge is more general visitor information, device, country, region, time, and isn't explicitly tied to the form. However, it could be through visitor analysis. So again, you know, some people are a little bit concerned, as I said, but you know, it's just one of the things where we're gonna have to just watch, right? We have to watch, see what happens, and whatever. Now, of course, there's been a lot of people very happy, very excited to see, you know, that she could potentially be returning on June 2nd, right? Or there could be some kind of update on Filian on June 2nd, which of course would be very, very cool. But as I said, we got to just wait and see, right? We've got to wait and see what is going on and whether there's going to be some kind of connection to this whole phase thing, right? Is she going to be joining Phase Connect? I don't know. Will there be further phases that are going on? I don't know. But of course, lots of people are very, very hyped and yeah, very, very interested, right? But yeah, that's about all I got for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameStop, use my code Kaza, get 10% off. Again, they got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.